Hello, welcome everyone. Naturally Fed here with Gail today, my partner in crime, to give you a demonstration of this amazing machine. You might have seen earlier on me posting on a live the opening, the unveiling of my box that I received today, and it was just an exciting time because I've been looking forward to trying one of these revolutionary machines that replaces more than 20 appliances in your kitchen. So literally a futuristic machine, I think, that is going to dominate the world, when it comes to cooking. Is being used in restaurants. Chefs are adopting this, and even today we bumped into Matthew Pritchard at Swansea Market, and indeed they were using this machine for their demonstration of vegan food. So really exciting to be bringing the Thermomix to you. Today we'll be talking a little bit about Naturally Fed, about the Thermomix, about what you can do with it, and really how it can change everything that you do in your home in terms of eating healthy, looking after your health and well-being, and also managing your time and saving yourself some money. So Gail was the person that introduced me to Thermomix. We've known each other for how long?
About 6-7 years now.
6 years, yeah. We worked together in an office previously, and we kept in touch. And then Gail ended up coming on one of my Naturally You courses. Has been probably one of the biggest fans, and I've gone through my course so many times since, taking extra notes.
As everybody knows.
Indeed, but tell us a little bit. What was, how did you come across this, first of all?
Well, I was introduced to this about 2 years ago, and I used it myself for about 3 or 4 months before becoming an advisor myself. I used it for 3 months, and I just thought it wasn't so much about I want to make money by selling these. It was more about, I want my friends to have these. I want my friends to see how much time it's saving me, how my son is eating better. He wouldn't look at a vegetable before, and now he's vegan, and everything I put in front of him, he says, So, I just wanted the same for all my friends, and almost all my friends have got them now.
Because you can't talk enough about it. Then,
because
obviously,
once I show them and I give them the taste of the food, the Thermomix sells itself.
Yeah, and exactly the same for me. So I'm going to tell you, I have never, other than listening to Gail and other than watching a video of Gail cooking, I've never used the machine myself. So I'm interested,
Tried
in
lots of the
learning.
food though, haven't you?
I've tried
been
the
drip
food.
feeding him the food for months now.
Absolutely. So I've had the pleasure of tasting Gail's cooking whenever she's using the Thermomix, and just the amazing things that it can do. So let's talk. So what it can do? What sort of appliances does it replace? What can Thermomix do?
You can make everything from soup, curries, bread, pasta sauce, everything from that to ice cream.
Amazing. So basically, it grinds, it blends, it cooks.
It grinds spices. It grinds these, for example, Kashmiri chilies. I needed powder for a recipe, so I bought these in my local organic shop. They're quite big. I just put them in, and within seconds, you can see in there's powder. So everything comes out of the Thermomix tasting amazing. If you made a vegetable curry, I've been trying to go vegetarian, vegan for years. This is what has done it for me. I used to make vegetable dishes on the stove, and to me, they just didn't have that depth of flavour. Or not even just the vegetable ones. Any curry, you make it on a stove, and it seems to, the flavour seems to escape with the steam. With this, everything's inside. It grinds, it roasts them first, and then grinds the spices before you start, adding the onions and the oil and what have you. And then it sautés them, and it comes out tasting amazing.
So let's break it down a second. So let's pretend I've never cooked. Yeah, everyone here knows. Okay, this is a joke. I love cooking, as you know. But if I've never cooked and I got myself this machine, I might still not have a clue of, you know, how food is made. You know, it might be until now I've been buying ready meals or sandwiches, whatever, from the shop. And now I'm impressed, you know, and I want to use this machine.
You don't have to be able to cook to use this machine. This is not a machine. This is a machine for anyone. Anyone can use this machine. If you've never cooked a day in your life, husbands sometimes who haven't, who leave everything to the
wives. Or wives.
I always say even a man can use it. I shouldn't say that. Who have never cooked a day in their life are loving using these because it's literally a touch screen with step-by-step instructions. So you could call it a recipe book that cooks. There's 70,000 recipes on there, and it tells you, as I'm going to show you in a moment, it tells you step by step what to do. So people who can't cook are chuffed because they think that they're top chefs.
Amazing. So basically, it's a computer, is I
like to call it a robot.
A robot. Okay, so it is literally a machine that can tell you what to do, when to do it, how long it takes. Even the shopping list, I think you told me that it can do for you. You can even order the ingredients to come to your door, so you don't even have to leave the house for shopping if you don't want to, especially during these times, as you know, lockdowns, sometimes people haven't been able to leave where they live, but it also allows you to cook a huge amount of recipes. But let's talk about something important here, because as you know, as a nutritionist, as a naturopath, I'm very, very keen to promote a plant-based diet, not because of the vegan agenda when it comes to animal cruelty or anything like that, which is very dear to me nevertheless, but what I am here to say is that from a nutrition point of view, you do have an issue when it comes to eating some animal products that will create inflammation in your gut, and a lot of inflammation ultimately will end up in disease. And of course, not only we need to look after things like that, but we also need to look at chemical reduction, reducing sugar and processed foods in our diet, reducing chemicals, like pesticides, like chlorine, fluoride, and medication, that we have in our body. So, really for us to be as healthy as possible, we need to start looking as well at the intake, the food that we put into ourselves. And for me, really what that boils down to is making sure that we cook our meals, that we cook from scratch, that we think about the ingredients that we put into our dishes, and that we have that opportunity to actually influence our health and well-being. And, in that journey, of course, that requires preparation. It requires you having to do the research of getting the ingredients that you want, and then it requires time to put all of that stuff together. I know that you've been on a journey, because when we met, you weren't vegan, yes, you had dabbled with that and you tried some things, but you told me that you were very, very keen to look after your health and well-being, that you were busy as a stay-at-home mum with a young child as well. And, and you told me that your main problem was time. So what has this allowed you to do?
So when I first had this, I was still an occasional meat eater, and I still ate dairy. And I just found myself, even before I did your course, I found myself veering towards the plant-based. I'd just been on that journey anyway. And then obviously when I started doing your course then and learning about, what all that you just talked about, I wanted to go fully vegan, and it hasn't been a problem because there are thousands of recipes to choose from, and even the ones that aren't vegan, you can veganize, as you call it, quite easily. So that's loads of fun as well. So what I do now, I just get an organic box delivered every week from my local organic fruit and veg shop, and I cook according to what's in my box. So I will say, for example, I had a broccoli or red pepper. You can actually put both those things in, broccoli, red pepper, and it'll throw up recipes that include both of those. You could even do that with 3 or 4 ingredients. Or you could look in the fridge. What have I got that's, starting to go, I need to use. There's no waste with it. I've got a courgette there, an aubergine, and then you can type it in, it brings up the recipes. And I very rarely cook the same thing twice, but every week I'm trying new dishes, and they all taste amazing.
So Gail was telling me that one of the things that she's been doing as well was that you've been trying not only the different recipes and stuff like that, but it was about trying obviously the well, first of all, let's say something here important, because obviously I promote a plant-based diet, but this machine will cook anything, so you can cook meat if that is your thing, but obviously, it's just to say that we will be talking about plant-based food when it comes to naturally fed, because that is what I do. But yeah, you were telling me as well about how you can still manage your life, go out for walks and do all of that, because it's got a timer, and more importantly, this was the selling point for me. Gail turned around and told me that this machine does allow you to actually put stuff in it like onions or garlic and not have to chop.
I haven't chopped garlic or an onion in 2 years.
There we are. Amazing.
I said, I want one.
You need to come closer, because otherwise they're going to see you right off the screen next.
Okay.
But what? So you don't have to. You don't have to peel the. There's even a potato peeler, that comes as an accessory, to attach to the machine. So there's loads of uses. It steams, cooks, blends, grinds, pretty much everything. But I'm curious to see it because I haven't seen it in action, as I said, and I'm keen to try it. So what we've done, I've opened it.
We were saying about me leaving and coming back. We didn't finish saying about that.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So
yeah, go on.
So yeah, that is an important point to make, because I'm a mother of 4-year-old, and we like to walk. He likes to be entertained, obviously. So I don't want to be spending all my time in the kitchen. So that's what it allows me to do. It allows me to chuck everything in quickly, and then put it to cook, and then I'll go out for a walk for an hour, come back, and our dinner will be ready, and it'll just be making the noise, or eventually switch itself off. But this thermal bowl keeps everything warm or cold if you wanted to. So when I come in then from my walk or wherever I've been, it can be a few hours, it'll still be warm in there. So yeah, it's really good for time.
So I'm guessing you could do the same, because you mentioned it can make bread, for example, and stuff like that. So if you wanted your fresh loaf of bread ready for your toast in the morning, you could set it so that it does the bread in the nighttime.
Well, the bread is baked in the oven. So some things like a cake or a bread, they're baked in the oven, but the dough is made in there. But it can be left to I was going to say ferment them, because it does. You can make sourdough in it. You can make yogurt in it. It's got a fermentation mode for that. But yeah, it tells you everything. So if you wanted to make a loaf of bread, which it makes perfectly, you don't have to know how to do that. You don't have to know about it needs it for you. You don't have to do any of the kneading. But with the rising and you have to leave it for a while, it'll tell you step by step how long you leave it for, what you have to do with it. Sometimes a little video will come up. So I remember I was making something like, I think it was croissants before, and it'll tell you how to fold it, and rather than explain, it'll show you a little video of somebody doing it. So
that would be on the screen here at the front, in the touch screen, rather than just being buttons and telling you, the recipe. You can watch videos as well. So all I've done so far in terms of setting it up is literally just come out of the box. We plugged it in. You turn it on with a big round button there, and it does a little bit of setting up. So it takes about 5 minutes or so to set itself up. You connect it to your Wi-Fi, so that's where it gets the recipes from, where it can give you the instructions. It connects to an app as well that you can have on your phone, so you can plan all your meals for the week, and on your phone. You don't have to do it on the machine, so you can do it elsewhere. Once you've done that, whether you've done it in bed, salivating over all the amazing meals that you're going to have in the week, you set the app, so that everything is loaded up, is shared with the machine. It will total up all the ingredients that you need. So, for example, if different recipes might all have flour, as you said, there might be 100 grams for one recipe. There might be another 50 grams for another recipe. It will total all of that up so that you have then a total shopping list of what you need to buy. And it also gives you the facility not only to order it from a shop, but also to compare prices, so that you can see where you can get your shopping cheaper.
It has a weekly planner, so you can sit there on Sunday, plan out what you're going to do for the week, have it all ready. You could even press the button, ask Tesco to bring it to you if you wanted to, or another supermarket, and you're good to go. It's every day. Then you've got all the stuff there, and then you know what you're eating every day.
Easily done.
If you like doing that.
But as you can tell, we like to talk, so better not. Well, we will carry on talking, but we will also start doing. Okay, so this is where you get to see how this machine works, but I'm getting to learn as well, and you got this amazing opportunity as well to get in touch with myself and Gail. We are going to give you the time to talk about this if you're interested. There's a link that is scrolling on the screen, so you can book an appointment, and obviously if you're interested in this machine, we can have a conversation and explain more about how you can get one for yourself. I think I ordered it the day before yesterday. I think, is it next day delivery or something like that?
I think it's about 3 days.
3 days, like really, really, really quick at delivering it to you. And obviously it's very easy to set up, as I just mentioned. So let's go. So the challenge for today, as we are explaining about the Thermomix, is 4 recipes in just over a half an hour. So let's see, whether Gail can do this.
So this is Fed's welcome meeting, which she's broadcasting live. And when you buy a Thermomix, it's usually through an advisor, and then you get a 5-star advisor service afterwards, where you're shown, there are things on there that you need to be told. So today I've told Fed a few things, but this is where I'm going to be showing him, how it works. If you were to have one, if you wanted me to, I would come out to your house as well and show you, or we could do it over Zoom. Anyway, here it goes. For the first recipe I'm going to make for you today is chana masala, which is a very popular Indian vegetable dish. And I'm going to make the chana masala in this Thermomix. And while it's cooking, I'm going to make some quicker recipes in Fed's. I'm going to christen Fed's new toy and make some quicker recipes for you, just to show you how the different ways that you can use it, and how quick it is. So here goes. Chana masala, this is going to be.
So chana masala is a chickpea curry, is that right?
It is, yes. So I'm going to go to my week, where I've already saved the recipe.
And I get to eat all this stuff.
We do deliveries.
Yeah, well, that would be the next thing. Would be setting up a delivery service.
So the first ingredient it's asking me for is garlic cloves. So I'm putting the garlic cloves in whole, and then I'm pressing next. Fresh green chili halved, and it tells you if you want to remove the seeds, you can. We like seeds. We like heat, so we leave the heat in. So
on that screen, it tells you step by step what to do, what to add next, and what button to press, or what you need to do in the recipe. Yeah.
And also, there's a weighing scales on there. So it's on 0 at the moment, and I'm adding the ginger in, and it's counting up the grams for me as I go.
So again, that's another appliance that you no longer need, because this is weighing your ingredients as you're doing it.
Yeah. So it's telling me now to insert the lid, chopping.
Oh, magic sound.
That's telling me that that part is ready. And now it's telling me to scrape down the sides of the bowl, just to make sure that everything is in the bottom for when it sautés.
What I was going to ask you to do whilst what Gail is doing that as well, is to make sure that you give us a little share. So if you go on your Facebook where you're watching, or whether you're watching on YouTube or on Twitter as well, just make sure to give us a little share. If there's anyone else that you think might be interested in this, you can tag in the comments. And by all means as well, make sure to write here any comments. I can see that there's a couple of comments coming up, but anything that you want to know, any questions you might have, for myself or Gail, it'll probably be Gail answering them because obviously I'm still learning here with it. But make sure to put them there, and obviously we'll get to the questions as well. So likes and share for now, and any questions, just pop them in the comments. So what are we doing here?
So it's just asking me to put the chopped onions and chili into a separate bowl just a moment for me to carry on with the recipe. And I was asking me for some oil. So 15 grams of oil.
So again, it just is measuring the weight as you're pouring it in.
It is.
Amazing.
An onion. And that's all I had to do with the onion was quarter it.
So peel the onion and just put it in. Click next. Tells you to put the lid. You'll see that there's right here at the top, there's these grippers. They're closing the lid.
It's asking me to scrape down again. That's just to make sure that the chopping is just consistent for the recipe. Sometimes it asks you to, sometimes it doesn't, depending on how small it wants you to chop it. And now it's
I'm just checking your messages at the same time. So,
sauteing.
So this is what it does already, is heating up the bowl and it's starting to saute and cook the onions that we've already put in.
So that's going to go for 10, that's going to saute for 10 minutes. So now I can just carry on. Sorry, I can just carry on with my day, which today means making another recipe in this one.
Okay, let me move to this.
You can go and do the dishes, or do the hoovering, or read a book, whatever you want to do while that's cooking your food.
So if you didn't have two machines at this point, this is where this is doing the cooking for you, and obviously you can get on with your day. We got the opportunity to use two at the same time so that you can learn with us at the same time. So yeah. What are we doing next?
This is just warming up now because I just switched it back on. We're going to make, I was thinking today I would make you breakfast, lunch and dinner. So amazing. Dinner is cooking in that one, and in this one I'm going to make a 2-second muesli, and you'll see why it's a 2-second muesli in a moment.
Amazing. Okay,
so I'm just going to go to the recipe that I saved earlier.
I can see steam coming out on this side.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a show in there, but is the onions are starting to cook, which is amazing.
Okay, so for this one, we need 80 grams of fresh coconut.
We're gonna, whilst we're doing the coconut, I just want to say hello, Jane, because we know both me and Gail. I've got our upline manager, so Jane is watching us. So hello there.
I always get nervous when Jane's watching.
Well, you never know. This is where the student takes over the teacher. So you never know.
So apple quartered. I didn't pick my dates, so just 4-bitted dates. I should have done that earlier.
No problem. So we've got so far coconut in there and apple.
Coconut, apple. There's going to be dates. Just quickly remove the stones.
Let me just have a look, because I can't see the comments from you, but I can see them over there on that screen. So I will be
my lovely medjool dates from Estrogen and Ice Real Health. And almonds is the next one. 10 almonds. I make this recipe regularly, so I can guess what the next bit was. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, you got your bowl ready now, Fed?
Fab.
Because this is where the 2 seconds comes in.
And that's that.
That's done.
Done. I'm ready. I can't wait to try this.
So pass me the
This one?
Yes. We should have used yours just a moment. You just spin it.
So we have our coconut apple.
So this is a fresh muesli. Some people like to do a 4-second muesli and have it finer, but I like a 2-second one.
So in 2 seconds, you just get a coarse blend that obviously allows you to still have some texture, because otherwise it would be a puree.
That's the thing. Every recipe that's loaded in is obviously different and has a different texture, but there's loads and loads of variations to it. Like this one now, look, is quite roughly chopped.
But I guess you can customize all the recipes.
You can customize it yourself as well.
Okay.
So you get a book. So we were talking about this earlier when we unwrapped it. You get a book that comes with it, and obviously Fed makes his own and designs his own recipes on the Naturally Fed tribe. Right. So I was explaining to him how he would adapt his own recipes and freestyle in it. You don't have to follow a recipe. You can make your own recipes in it as well and design your own recipes. But you would refer to the back of this book when you're learning to use it, and it will tell you how long to chop things for. Like how long, if you wanted 100 grams of onion and you wanted to chop that, it would tell you how long to chop it for and what speed, and you would freestyle with it.
Amazing. So obviously you can do your own things. I feel this is like a Hollywood movie and Philip Schofield moment, where I get to try. No, I should be like the Gino, but actually I'm eating instead of instead of doing the cooking. Let me just show you as well. This is how it looks. So this is my muesli, fresh muesli with coconut, apple, and dates as a coarse muesli. It just kind of makes me think as well that this would be exactly the kind of thing that I would want to do with things like cauliflower, when you're making cauliflower rice, for example, cauliflower, for your salads, or if you're making cauliflower bang bang, is a good way to make your cauliflower mince. And I was talking to someone, one of my friends, about how you can make, like the filling for almost like a cannelloni. So there's raw recipes that I'm always very keen to explore and to share with people. And one of the things that you can do when you're cooking raw, the whole point is obviously that you want to keep the nutrients in your food intact. So one of the recipes that I come across that I really, really loved was where you get a cabbage, a full round cabbage, and put it in the freezer. When you get it out and it defrosts, the leaves start getting really soft. Yeah, so they don't need cooking, because raw is not about cooking. So the leaves are starting to get really, really soft once they're defrosting. You make a mince with the cauliflower. You can also add some soya if that was something that you wanted, but also things like walnuts if you don't want to go with processed foods. You're mixing it in. You're adding your spices, anything that you find that you fancy. Obviously, in the vegan world, there's a lot of things like activated yeast, to give the cheesiness flavor. You will want salt and pepper, making sure if you want to add some paprika or otherwise some flaked chili, for a little bit of a kick, and also, perhaps some herbs like thyme or oregano, to add that little bit of extra flavor. I always like a nice squeeze of lemon, so you got your mix is already made. Yeah, so this is what's going to go inside. You're going to put it in the leaves of cabbage, wrapping them around, placing them in your dish, and then you can also make another recipe using a little bit like a gazpacho. It would be like using tomatoes to make a fresh tomato sauce that you can warm up. So when we're talking about raw foods, we don't want necessarily to go and cook our ingredients, but we can warm them up. And as long as we're not going above 40 degrees, the nutrients are still all intact. So you can still have a warm dish, but it's not going to be cooked. So you make a tomato sauce that you can then pour on top of your cabbage cannelloni with cauliflower stuffing. Banging delicious.
You know what, as well, obviously I love everything that you do and everything we've spoken about on the course, but the amount, I don't know if you've had a look yet, Fed, I don't think you have yet. I looked at the recipes, but I know you're going to love them. There are loads of raw recipes on here as well. You can make raw curries. I've made a lovely raw bolognese sauce, raw desserts, cheesecakes, loads of things.
I didn't hear any of that because this is amazing.
Raw.
Raw.
We love raw. We love raw.
Absolutely.
I think how was that? How was breakfast?
I'm ready for my lunch.
I like to add a little bit of coconut yogurt and some cinnamon with that, and it makes the best breakfast. We love it, Jane, don't we?
Absolutely amazing.
So I'm just coming to the end now of the chana masala, the first part of the chana masala. So that's been sauteing for 10 minutes. So it's just coming to the last minute here now. And then after that, I've got the bowl ready. I'll make the broccoli salad then.
So whilst you do that, I'm just going to check over here because I can see that there's some comments. Hi, I'm close to the camera now. Okay, so Becky, hi guys. Hi Becky, how you doing? Okay, hey guys. Absolutely fab, making me hungry. Delicious recipes. I know. Sounds great. Feels like a good morning with Holly and Gino, indeed. Okay. Yeah, definitely tasted that. It was amazing.
I've been calling us the hairy bikers. Fed's been calling us the two fat ladies.
No. I said the two skinny bitches. But definitely, this is the perfect opportunity. If you're thinking about New Year's has been and gone, a lot of people go for that New Year's resolution. I want to be healthy. I want to lose weight. Look at this perfectly sauteed onions there.
Yeah, perfectly sauteed. I'm looking for my spatula.
Your spatula.
There, behind you. Right. Okay.
Here we are. So, a lot of people set themselves that goal to be healthy, to lose weight. And then, throughout January, we hit February and we've forgotten all about it because we're busy, because our jobs, life getting in the way, because we fancy amazing food. And indeed, it's really, really important to remember, that sometimes we need to kind of go back. If we're following the bandwagon, we've got an opportunity every day to start afresh, So this is giving you that opportunity to think about, I can plan my meals, I can cut down on my time, and I can make sure that I have healthy, nutritious food for the whole family, because we want to bring them along. It's not just for us. We want to make sure that ourselves and our friends, because when, the more you learn, I'm one of those people that I can't stay still for a second. I've got an hyperactive mind. I love learning. I like reading, and I end up studying so many different things that I'm interested in. And of course, when you learn, you want to share that knowledge. The whole point of Naturally Fed is, I like to share this knowledge with my tribe and the people that come on my courses. And, this is all I care about is to kind of create that ripple effect. Yeah. And like I said, share it, share this feed with other people, with your friends, post it on your walls, so that we are reaching out, because this is an opportunity for improving health and well-being of the people that we care about. So, having said that, there's also a lot of things that you can do, with this that is not necessarily going to be healthy, but this is all about yourself asking the questions. Is the food that I put in myself going to clog me, or is it going to heal me? And when we choose things that are good for us, then obviously we're going to improve our health and well-being. We're ready for the next clip.
I'm just putting the spices in while you're talking there. So I'm just putting some 2 teaspoons of ground coriander.
And we've got fresh coriander that I absolutely love.
Oh, me too. One of my faves. Some cumin. 2 teaspoons of cumin. Heavy on the spice, because we love it, don't we? Love spicy food. 2 teaspoons of the Kashmiri chili powder that I prepared from whole chilies.
As you can see, she's the expert. I'm the one that eats.
Some turmeric.
Amazing. So
let's just go into fry there for a minute now. And then while that is frying, I can preview the next steps as well. So we need 300 grams of water, please.
I got the water.
So I'm just going to do the next couple of steps now in a minute, after this minute is up. And then it's going to cook then for 20 minutes while I carry on, sorry, can't see me, while I carry on with the other recipes.
Got the water ready.
Okay, thank you.
So one of the things that I'm keen to also really put to the test is, you were telling me, obviously we're doing breakfast, lunch and dinner. How about desserts and snacks? Is there a lot of recipes to do with that as well? Because there's a lot of people that obviously like to stick to their main meals, but there's also a lot of people that I see as clients that like to snack in between.
But you know what I've been loving lately? Sorry, next. What I've been loving lately is they do there's a lot of recipes for healthy protein balls.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be using macadamia nuts. There's a lovely one with turmeric and coconut. And there's a wide range of those. There's loads of desserts on there, loads and loads of desserts. If you've got a sweet tooth,
Mm-hmm.
Vegan and non. But that's what I've been doing as a snack, and I've been keeping them in the fridge, and it's just like a little healthy sweet treat.
Yeah.
To just grab sometimes. I've always got some of those on the go. I've always got little things like that on the go.
And do you know what I was going to say about that? The like energy balls, the really, really easy to make things. You want to put your nuts. Sometimes there's things like peanut butter. It can be dates as well for sweetening and things like that. But you can actually have savory. So I'm spoiling the recipe here at the same time, but I can see that Gail is just adding.
I'm just putting the tomatoes and the chickpeas in. I'm adding those to the slices and the onions.
Perfect. And I was going to say that yes, you can basically have savory energy balls as well. So I've seen similar ones being made with what I said earlier on, things like the cauliflower. You can add sun-dried tomatoes and make a savory version if you're not one with a sweet tooth.
Mm.
So we're adding the water here.
I made some lovely sausages yesterday. They had some sun-dried tomatoes soaked in your kombucha. I've been buying the vegan sausages, in Tesco, and Roman loves a sausage, so I've been cooking them. And he's been having them most days, which, as we know, is not good because even though they're vegan, they're still processed. But I made some lovely vegetable sausages using some brown rice, some oats, lots of veggies, mushrooms, courgettes, and sun-dried your sun-dried tomatoes recipe. Mm-hmm. And they were absolutely delicious. They went down really well with both my kids.
Yeah, because one thing that is probably a better of mine is to do with the fact that a lot of people go with a vegan diet, because we want to make sure that we're being healthier, making sure that we have, better nutrients in our diet. But of course, with veganism coming about, there's a lot of companies that now are bringing out plant-based foods, which is absolutely amazing to see. But at the same time, that does not necessarily mean that those foods are going to be healthy. In fact, there are sometimes, if you start looking even at just vegan cheese, some of the processed vegan cheese are literally just fat with things that are making it go harder, in numbers for the colors, so there's literally almost no nutrients in them, although there's obviously they are food and there's no cruelty because no animals have been killed, but that doesn't necessarily mean that food is going to be healthy. Sausages, that you find that there's a replacement meats. There's a lot of gluten in some of these things, or there's a lot of fat, and a lot of the times the ingredients that are being put in are not necessarily good, and they're still going to clog us. So, when you're making recipes from scratch, you have that choice, that opportunity to choose the ingredients and actually put those things together. And one thing that I mentioned on the Naturally You course as well, as part of our learning as well, is that when we start looking at processed foods, when people say, is this really processed? Is that bad for me? you want to think about processed food is about how many processes are there in the way. Okay, so if I want to talk about pasta, for example, when it comes to pasta, what are the processes? The wheat is being picked, yeah, then it's being washed, then it's being ground. In some cases, depending, the wheat can also get bleached, yeah, and then is sold. When it comes to preparing with the flour, I add water because that's all there is to pasta is flour and water. And then I've got for some types of pasta, because there's other types of pasta that will have eggs, for example. But that's pretty much the process. Okay, so it's not a long process. If I want to talk about cakes instead, for example, I've got all of that process that I just mentioned about the flour, but then I would also have other processes to do with all the other ingredients. So if I start thinking about sugar will come from beets, for example, that will be picked, then they need to be washed, then they need to be boiled with water. The water again gets evaporated so that you end up with the crystallized sugar, and then it's ground, and sometimes it's also bleached. So again, there's another load of processes in the preparation of that refined sugar, which when you start adding to all the other processes, you got a lot of stuff. So the more processes there are, the more your food is processed, the more is far away from the original ingredient. Okay, so for us to go back to nature and for us to be healthy, we want to go back to original ingredients as much as possible, and literally feed ourselves with things that are in season, things that are local to us, so things that are growing, especially if we can grow our own, and making sure that we are buying local, because when food is being imported from other countries, and let's face it, these days we can buy foods from all over the world every time of the year, all year round. So sometimes if I think back of my childhood, with my grandparents and having allotments and having trees with fruit and things like that, you follow the seasons. You pick the strawberries in the springtime, you pick the peaches off the tree in the summertime, and the cherries, and then
this is why I like having the organic box every week, because you're not eating. You can buy these sort of things all year round in Tesco. You can buy vegetables and fruit all year round in Tesco's, but they're at their best when you're eating them with the seasons.
Absolutely. And obviously, if you've got a local food box scheme, I would definitely suggest for you to find out and to subscribe, with these.
Everything's perfectly in sync with me now. Doing your course, learning about it all, making the recipes in this, and getting my veg delivered every week, and I'm happy.
It works. Amazing. That's exactly the way that it should be. Because at times, just think that sometimes if you're having strawberries, in the winter time, in October or November, those have probably been refrigerated for a very, very long time. And sometimes if they are imported from other countries, every time that they go through a different country, every time that a plane lands and takes off again, those fruits and vegetables get radiated because they need to be scanned, just in case anything has traveled along that shouldn't have been traveling along with a fruit and vegetable, for example. So that means that sometimes we're going to take on board also things that are not very good for us in terms of radiations, in terms of vibration, in terms of energy, if you want to look at that side as well. But there we go. We are ready for the next recipe.
So this is broccoli salad with red peppers and pine nuts. And I just put the broccoli in now. It's asking for 300 grams. We picked in the market a broccoli that was exactly the right size for this recipe. Can you believe that?
See, the universe aligns.
Yeah. So I'm adding a red pepper, cut in pieces. So I just cut them into quarters as well. The Thermomix will soon make short work of that. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
That in. 1 apple.
Tell me if
Quartered.
anyone that likes broccoli, give a love heart in the feed if you love broccoli, and give a like if you hate it. Let's see. Let's do a live poll. How many can you see?
Do you like broccoli then?
Absolutely love broccoli.
Oh. Well, people are always surprised by this recipe because it's raw broccoli, and people always think, raw broccoli, and then they taste it and they're like, oh my god, that's much.
Absolutely amazing. And there are so many people that literally have never tried some raw ingredients, and never would be able to tell, what they would taste like. Absolutely, for me, it was cauliflower was absolutely revolutionary. You know, I really enjoyed that.
So I'm putting some pine nuts in, but I'm also putting some. It gives this recipe suggests either pine nuts or sunflower seeds. So we've only got a few pine nuts, so I'm going to put some sunflower seeds in as well.
And again, I love the fact that this machine weighs everything.
So, and with this recipe, it'll chop the broccoli and the red pepper, but it'll keep the pine magic. Keep the pine seeds, pine nuts, pine nuts whole. So that's what I noticed about this, because they're so small, they kind of escape the blades. Olive oil, and what I thought might be interesting for this recipe, it asks for apple cider vinegar, but I was thinking what might be nice is to add some of your kombucha fed.
Ta-da! In fact, as we are getting food ready, and since this is going to be my lunch, I think that we should have a little toast and
why not?
Why not? Which is not wine. Kombucha.
Always got time for kombucha. It's always kombucha time.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
So if you don't know about kombucha, if this is the first time that you hear this magical word, is a fermented green tea. It starts as green tea and sugar, and this has been fermented, so it tastes a little bit like a cider without the alcohol. It's got amazing probiotic properties, a lot of benefits, you know, for you to have this as part of your health routine. A large bottle like this, 750 ml, will last you the whole week. So you have literally a little glass every morning, you know, to get your microbiome looked after. Make sure that you've got all the bacteria that you need to be able to digest.
And this is a first for us. We found this earlier on while we were shopping. This recipe asks for for honey, and we bought some vegan honey earlier. And it tastes exactly like honey. So just a teaspoon of that.
So this is something else. If you're just tuning in and you think, you know, what's this all about? Obviously, I know that a lot of the people watching this will be people that I know and people that know Gail as well. But you know, if you have come across this video because this has been shared with you, you know, the people that have been watching it have liked it, have tagged you. In fact, guys, if you're watching, tag below 3 people that you think might be interested in this. 3 people that keep telling you I'm a foodie, I absolutely love food, or 3 people that tell you I never have time to cook. Yeah, so have a game. Let's see if we can sway their opinion, you know, and tag them along. But what I was going to say is that we are going to salt. We got the salt here.
Oh yes.
So what I was going to say is that we are going to have a little bit of a play as well with people, you know, to make sure that we're trying different things out. I completely forgot where I was going with that, so it will come back to me. But yes, just yeah, if you are, that's what I was going to say. So if you've been tagged, or if this was shared and you come across this video and you want to find out a little bit more, obviously we are here to give this demonstration about, you know, what the Thermomix is and what to do with it, but you get into doing a lot of other stuff about, you know, kombucha, about nutrition, and of course there's a lot of information that you can get as well from Naturally Fed, which is my business, and an opportunity for you to learn about how to manage your health and well-being naturally. So that's what I was going to tell you is that there's a lot of people that believe that being vegan means that you're going to eat twigs and leaves, that you have to eat like a rabbit. Yeah, that there's nothing, there's no flavor, it's just salads. In fact, what, you know, I really laughed about sometimes is that, you know, when I you know, we're talking about early days of me becoming a vegan and going out to restaurants for food and talking to people and asking, is there anything vegan in that restaurant? And people telling me, yeah, we do have a salad. Well, I don't know about anyone else, but to me, even being vegan, a salad is still a side course. It's not my main dish. You know, I love lots of other food that has got nothing to do with salad. So this is just to show you the versatility of what you can eat, even if you're plant-based.
I'm just putting that one around again because there are a few things. So you just check it, and if it hasn't been chopped to your liking, then you can just chop it again.
Ah, this looks amazing.
So I mean, this would be a kind of side salad. probably, for most people. I know Fred, you probably would have it as a side salad. But
So
I know
this,
some people who keep it in the fridge and just have it like, you know, for their lunch.
you know, I know that this is we've got the bowl stuck. So this
so
is like
I don't know if you can see there.
I was going to say this
Like
to
a
me looks a little bit like a tabbouleh almost salad, you know, so like it's in bits.
I mean, you can have it a little bit bigger, chunkier than that if you just did it for the 7 seconds. I did it for 2.
So when it comes, I mean, I know this could be totally as a side salad, and now you will see it in the bowl properly.
But just taste that.
But for me, just looking at this again, you know, probably this is a similar consistency to the muesli that we looked at earlier on. There it goes. So amazing colors. It smells absolutely delicious, and I'm gonna have a
The
taste.
taste of it is just out as well.
But what I was gonna say, you know, I haven't tasted it yet. Now, I absolutely love food, and there are things that I still indulge in, and you know, not very often because obviously I want to look after myself. But if you are going to eat bread, for example, I know a lot of people that love bread. You should be choosing sourdough for a start, because then at least you're going to have some healthy probiotics. You know, though some will be lost in the cooking process. You know, but you're still going to have you know, a culture essentially going in. You are going to have gluten, you know, which obviously some people are intolerant and should not be having it. If you're doing it from time to time, just as a treat, you know, then it is going to be absolutely fine. But what I was going to tell you is that there's an Italian recipe. So this is a garlic bread Italian style. So this is typically from where I'm from, and easy peasy garlic bread I call it, because this is where you just slice the bread, you put it in the toaster or in under the grill, in the oven, whatever you want to do it. You know, just get it toasted to the brown shade that you prefer. Okay, some people like it well done, some people like it slightly done. You get a clove of garlic peeled. As soon as your bread is ready, what you want to do is to get your clove of garlic raw, not sliced or anything, just as it is, and you just rub it, and it's almost like, because obviously the bread is going to be crispy, so it's almost like a grater, so you're just going to grate the garlic as you're rubbing it onto the slice, and then a little drizzle of olive oil and a little grind of salt and black pepper. Easy peasy garlic bread is the stinkiest garlic bread that you can imagine. Absolutely delicious, you know, really strong flavor. You're going to get a lot of the spiciness coming from the garlic. And let's not forget that the garlic is an amazing antiseptic. It works very, very good very well for our immune system, but it needs to be raw for those properties. So this is an amazing, slightly naughty way of having your garlic. But that's what I was thinking. Garlic bread with this on top, boom.
Honestly, taste it. I can't wait for you to taste this one. And I think it's even nicer with the kombucha.
Amazing.
Oh, doesn't that taste just amazing?
I always think when I have raw broccoli, there's a mustard taste to it.
There's mustard in there though.
Oh, there we are. There's also mustard, but it does. The broccoli reminds me of mustard. It's from the brassica family, you know, so there's already that spiciness to it as well. There's lemon kombucha that we added with it. Absolutely amazing compliment. I love it. So there we are. That's another one, easy peasy. So we are down to
I thought
two
of
recipes.
something else. There's 2 little dates there, so I'm going to make us a dessert as well.
So we're getting dessert as well today. Okay, well,
I've got 2 dates left over, so right. While you enjoy your lunch, I'm going to make us some mixed nut butter.
Right. Now, peanut butter. I don't know how many people here like it. Give me a like. Press on the like button. Show me how many people like peanut butter.
Everyone's saying they're starving.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, starving. There's quite a few. Has anyone tried cashew nut butter? Press the love heart if you like cashew nut. Yeah, I think not many people tried it. When I tried cashew nut butter for the first time, literally spoon. That was like a spoon dessert. Absolutely amazing. And in fact, if there's any other butter that you like, put it in the comments. Tell us what is your favorite nut butter, if you like nut butters.
Well, this one, I wanted to show this one because I bought this bag of nuts for about £2, and a bag of mixed nuts, and it's got peanuts, cashews, Brazil nuts, walnuts, walnuts, that's it, I think. Peanuts, Brazil nuts, walnuts, and cashews. And I just discovered that just chucking it all in, and it makes the most amazing nut butter. So I thought I'd make some for you to see. So I've just put, this is an American recipe. So this is asking for 50 ounces. 50 ounces of nuts there.
So, as much as they're amazing appliances, they still make the noise.
They're noisy. But it's powerful, see? It's really powerful.
See what happens next.
It's probably the most powerful blender that I've ever come across. But it's just grinded those now to start. Can you see?
Yeah, so you can. This is almost like a couscous texture
At the moment.
At this point.
But then it keeps on grinding until the oils are released. So it's asking me to scrape down, but I don't think we really need to. It's like a...
No, because there's nothing to scrape.
No. I just put it back on again.
So this would be in other blenders as well. You know, I don't know if anyone has tried, but when you're making a butter, first of all the nuts are ground down, and then you keep going, and the process of blending and the heat from blending will start releasing the oils, which creates the paste, which then is your butter.
Yeah, you can feel that now. This is going to be quite warm. You can feel it warming up.
So I'm very
So
curious.
You can see
that the oil at the second point is already started to release. So you already have some creaminess, but there's still chunks. And I'm guessing the same as what you would do with peanut butter. You can have the chunky or smooth. You can choose the texture of the peanut butter of the butter that you would like to have. So according to your preference.
Well, with some nuts, I've noticed that sometimes I have to add a little bit of coconut oil. But I just think it just depends on the nuts, because some are more, you know more about this than me, but some nuts are more oily than others.
Absolutely. I was going to say that as we are doing this and we got the butter coming, I'm starting to smell amazing smells coming from this
Well, there's
curry.
only 10 seconds left for that now.
10 seconds left.
Yeah,
so looking forward to that. Go on, what are we doing next year?
We just put this on for one last go. And this actually goes for 3 minutes now, so that's quite a noisy one.
This is looking and smelling amazing. Let's go for it.
Salt. Quite a lot of
Salt.
These 2 teaspoons.
I can say that I cooked as well now, see? I can't leave the food alone. It just tastes amazing.
That's just amazing, that, isn't it?
Gorgeous. So,
We'll take a photo of the coffee for everyone.
I'm going to look at your comments in the meantime. As this is making our nut butter, just think about how quick this is. This is literally as you're getting the rest of your breakfast ready, you can get a nut butter whilst you're making your toast. And it's going to be homemade. You don't even need to get that from a jar. Let me just see the comments coming through. I'm starving now. I have made this bread. Marie showed me how to do it. It's lush, tastes great too. Absolutely. Almond butter, yay. Got to go. Nice to see you. Lush, can't wait. That's perfect.
So
Okay.
here's the. Do you want to hold that there? Then
Yep.
here's the chana masala curry, which will be topped with some.
Can you see it there?
Some ground coriander.
This smells absolutely amazing.
We take some photos for you to see afterwards. But
So we got our curry by here, and this one, 16 seconds to go, and then there'll
how
be
do we
less
do the
noise.
time?
We are. What is that saying over there? How many minutes? In the red. At the top of that.
An hour. But we've been talking.
We've been talking. So I think that this is not going bad. So far, we've done 3 dishes in 1 hour. This is crazy. You should see this butter is absolutely smooth and lush to look at.
And that's all that is. Can you see? That's all that is there. Is the sun's a bit bright today, isn't it? Just nuts.
It is nuts.
Just nuts. It's nuts.
Absolutely. So we're gonna put that in a bowl, and at the same time, we're gonna. What else are we doing for this dessert? Because
I was gonna just have a little bit of our favorite snack.
Our favorite snack that it is. Look, this is the most delicious thing. So totally something to get addicted to, something healthy to get addicted to. So let me share with you this easy peasy fix for your cravings. So if you're finding yourself needing to have something to munch on, a snack, you got a sweet tooth. Wait a second, I'm just trying to look for a quick stool. So if you're looking for something easy to have, sorry, got nut butter, yeah, amazing. And you want something quick and easy. This is half a date with butter, peanut butter. You can try so many different variations of this. Some people have the whole date. You can take the pip out and replace it with an almond or any other nut that you might like. Peanut butter. Some people also like to melt some natural chocolate, which you can make yourself with cocoa butter, cacao, raw cacao, and coconut oil together, melting it. So you're going to get this delicious organic and raw chocolate, melting it at a very low heat, and then covering this, putting them in the freezer, and you got amazing treats. I always say, to me, the dates are like the natural jelly beans, like
a toffee, isn't it?
Yeah, like really sweet and moreish, and this is just amazing. So tell us more about what else can you do over here.
What else can we do? As in,
are we done with it?
We've done
everything. Whoa. So what needs to happen next? So if you guys are interested, if you enjoyed this, obviously I'm still stuffing this. It's amazing. It tastes so delicious. So Gail, what do people do if people are interested in a Thermomix and what you've seen today? If you want to find out more, let's talk a little bit about the ordering process, the cost involved, and what options there are for people to buy and own this amazing machine.
So to buy outright, they are £1,149. I had bought mine on finance, and I pay £36, just over £36 a month. If you use it to its full potential,
It's about £1 a day. Really?
It pays for itself I always say this, it pays for itself over and over again. I make tofu in it. I make sausages. I make nut milks. I make nut butter. You think of the cost, how much you would pay for natural nut butter, how much I was paying before for a small tub of it. £8 sometimes.
You've got to tap there to last me a month. The amount of butter
like I said, that bag of nuts cost me £2. I cook everything from scratch. Not only that, it runs on the same wattage as a kettle, so it's really environmentally friendly as well. Especially with everything that's happening at the moment. I remember when I first used mine, in the first month of using it, I stopped using my cooker, and my electric bill halved from at the time it was about £40, and it reduced to, I remember I had a bill for £19. I remember posting it online. Look, how much money I've saved. So obviously with everything that's happening at the moment and the fuel prices rocketing, I'm trying now to just use this, because like I said, it runs on the wattage of a kettle. You're saving money there. You're saving money on all the things that you're making from scratch that you'd usually pay through the nose for in the supermarket. I mean, how much nut milk do you go through?
Oh.
And you can use the almonds or the cashews or whatever to use the milk, and then the rest then that you have left over, you can make biscuits out of, healthy biscuits out of.
Biscuits,
there's no
cakes,
waste with this thing. There's no waste with this thing, and that's why I am a single parent. I was made redundant during COVID, and I'm not on a great deal of money. That £36 payment every month is essential for me now. I can't remember my life without it.
And I mean, obviously, there's something else attached to this as we're talking. Obviously, there's the opportunity to buy and own the machine. And obviously, I can't wait to get cooking and trying my recipes. And obviously, you'll be hearing more because I'll be sharing those with yourselves. But at the same time, there's also an opportunity for you to earn an income out of this as well. So if you're interested in selling these machines, then you can do that as well. And obviously, you need to get in touch with myself and Gail, and we can have a chat about that. So so you can buy it outright and pay for the whole lot, or otherwise you can go, is it interest free, did you say? Or
it's not interest free, but it's £36 a month over 3 years. You can pay more if you want to pay it off sooner as well, but that's how much I pay. And I don't even, when bearing in mind everything else that I save, I don't even notice that payment.
Absolutely amazing. So again, £1 a day for healthy meals, making sure that you're getting yourself the opportunity to cook, saving time, saving energy, being environmentally friendly, replacing 20 appliances, so you don't need, you're gonna gain, oh my gosh, I just thought about this, you're gonna gain cupboard space.
One of my friends, actually, her husband told her that she could have one as long as she sold, because she said, like, replaces all these kitchen appliances, well, sell them then. And she sold all her kitchen appliances and made a good chunk of it before they bought it.
Oh, there we are. So you can also earn yourself some money selling your stuff so that you can finance the purchase of this.
You don't need them anymore. I've got things that I don't use in the kitchen anymore. I've had it clear out this week, actually. And I don't use my slow cooker. I used to bake cakes in my mixer. I don't use that anymore. Absolutely
amazing. And do you know as well, I've got, I'm just thinking now, because obviously as I'm thinking, I've got, blenders, you probably can see in the background, and all stuff that I've been using, and I spent a lot of money in buying them as well, because obviously I cook so much that I need to have good appliances, and this is definitely an amazing addition to those. But I was just thinking about the fact that I've got kids that are they're teenagers, and they're getting into cooking, and they love cooking, and obviously I know that they're going to be very keen to understand how this works. They already do things like they like to make their own smoothies.
Kids love it.
They like to,
and that's what Roman loves doing before he goes to school in the morning. I chop up all the fruit and he throws it in, and when he's made it himself, then he's more likely to drink it. And that's how I got him into eating so many fruits and vegetables.
And Roman is 4.
Right,
there we are. So Roman can operate this machine. Well, obviously with the assistance. I wouldn't recommend for anyone to do it with their own children. But I know that I'm very, very looking forward, especially because it has this computer at the front, the touch screen, so you can program a recipe and literally is so easy to follow. It just tells you what to do. You press the next button, and step by step, it just guides you through that process. And I absolutely know that my children are gonna love it, because they're getting into cooking. They want to get involved. You might not have time as a parent. I certainly don't. And sometimes
they like pizza as well, don't they?
Yes,
it makes the best pizza.
There we are. So, when it comes to anything like that, I just think, especially sometimes it's even the patience. You might be busy, you need to get your stuff done and whatever, and you want to do things quickly. And I do have my kids going, go on, and can I cook? Can I help you? Can I help you? And it's just like, well, if this can do the teaching, yeah, and if this touch screen can tell my kids what to do, obviously I can still supervise, but that gives me a little bit of a free time.
I've actually heard people saying that they think that it makes better pizza than an Italian restaurant.
Anyway, so there's a challenge there.
Yeah, we'll see if it makes better pizza than Italy.
We'll try
Italy
it.
itself.
But I just would like to again invite you to share this with your friends. So give a share to this post. So that we are reaching out more. I'd like to thank you for your time, for tuning in, and for watching this, and obviously for showing your interest. Thank you so much for the feedback so far as well. Amazing to have you here. And anything that you would like to know, as I said, there's the link here to book your 50-minute discovery call. Just a quick chat with me and Gail if you're interested in purchasing one for yourselves, or indeed as well if you would like to find out more about how you can earn yourself an income by becoming an advisor with Thermomix and selling these as well. So I hope that you enjoyed today. I'm going to log off and I'm going to scoff all these lovely recipes that Gail has cooked. So thank you so much. And thank you all you guys for watching. And we shall see you very soon. Take care. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.